Wait.
Oh, shoot. I better turn that down, people. I already messed up the show. Holy cow. Man, I haven't even started the breaking news, and I'm doing a breaking news of screwing up the show already. Well, guys, welcome. I got some exciting, good stuff. I think I got some good stuff. You might not think that, but hey, it doesn't matter. It's up to you what you want to think. I got some photos sent from several people, actually. Several people that I'm going to be showing. So it's just great. It's fantastic. And I want to thank the people who sent me these photos. Now, some people might not want their names to be known that these photos are from. And if they're in the chat, I'll let them say, hey, that was sent from me, just in case. Just in case. I know some people send photos, but, you know, you get so many negative people out there. And it's a sad world that, you know, there are a few people that like to poo-poo on stuff for other people. So when I show these photos, I'll leave it up to the person if they want me to say who they're from. And if they do, thumbs up. I'll shout it out. I'll shout it out loud. I'll be singing a Kiss song. Shout it, shout it, shout it out loud. Man, I should be a singer, right? I think Kiss should get me to be the lead singer of that band. Put the makeup on. You know, you won't see my age. I'll be perfect for the Kiss band. All right, guys. Now, there has been a lot of great comments. Fantastic comments. There's been a few that some people want more up-to-date modern videos. And that's fine. And I do try to mix them in. And I do got some up-to-date photos. You know, but what happens is some stuff that gets put out by the news now, they're copyrighted. They are. So, you know, I try my best to find out what videos I could show, some not. There are some new stuff I wish I could show, but they're copyrighted and I'm not allowed. They'll shut it down because it has to be from them. Usually some of these news channels, after a month or two, they let you use it. It is what it is. So, you know, I do my best. And don't worry, I am working on databases to get some up-to-date, accurate information. But the problem is not everybody reports Bigfoot sightings and UFO sightings and paranormal sightings. You know, there's not like a true website where you get all this up-to-date information everybody's putting in. It doesn't happen like that. I wish it would. I wish it is. But a lot of the sightings that people do are not reported, but because of YouTube, they report it to each other on shows, which is fantastic. So I'm working my ass off to try to get up-to-date news, but like I said, not everybody reports all this stuff out in the news. And a lot of it is copyrighted when it first comes out. So I got to play it, you know, safe. Otherwise, they'll take down the whole channel and nobody gets to see anything. But also, remember, to move forward in future, to move forward in life, you have to know the past. History is important, okay? Now, if you want to know history, you could go to libraries, you know, bookstores, because history's already written, right? But there's not really that true history Bigfoot books where everything's proven at 100%. Most books are out is an opinion of the person who's writing it versus factual information. So guys, what I'm trying to say is some of these videos you have seen, but not everybody in different communities have seen these videos. And this is your opportunity to chime in to some of these photos. Like, I might watch a photo and good old Connor say, hey, Eric, that guy, he turned out to be a fraud, which people in the paranormal might not know that, guys. So this is not just my news. This is our news, you know? So I'm going to jump over to the Bigfoot section. I got pictures. I got some videos. It's going to be a fun time. And I got two awesome guests jumping on. Dude.
Well, actually, I jumped in, Eric, to say I can't be here. I got to head up to the old government house over there and turn in some equipment I had from last night. I got to return a lot of equipment. But I want to jump on and say I do apologize, but I'm happy that Connor is here for at least he's out there running around, putting his face in there. And anybody else in the sidebar want to take my spot, you're awesome. Eric, I'll throw a link out for you. But other than that, Eric, you guys have a great show. Have a good time, and I'll be watching. I'll be watching, but I just can't jump in.
No problem. I'll talk to you later.
All right, bye.
before I'm going to show some photos that was sent to me by some listeners, I'm going to show this kind of cool little cute video about the Cincinnati Bengals. Okay, because they're going to the Super Bowl. This is kind of a cute video. It's a news thing about two fans, which I'm hoping you guys enjoy. I'm not a Cincinnati Bengals fan. I'm not. You know, I'm Seahawks here, and when I'm in California, I'm a Raiders fan. Raiders in California when I live there, in Washington, it's Seattle. But here's a cool little video real quick.
They're going to arrive and they're going to cheer on the Bengals team. Now, before I left, I had the opportunity to meet with a couple fans that are going to the game on Sunday, and I can guarantee there will be a Bigfoot sighting at Arrowhead Stadium. It's been spotted on the job, standing right by a police officer, and of course, at the football stadium, not one, but two Bigfoot wearing Bengals gear.
I mean, we got a lot of ridicule on the internet, first couple seasons saying, this guy hasn't shaved since the last time the Bengals won. And
both are hairy and big and share a love of the Cincinnati Bengals. Season ticket holders for 16 years, Bigfoot has been coming out for the past 3.
We kind of keep an eye on each other's back. Don't walk right next to each other. We kind of walk side by side so we can keep an eye on each other's back.
Never before revealed, we're about to show you the true identity of Bigfoot. Meet 6'5" identical twins, Matt and Craig Richardson, who grew up in Finneytown. They didn't make it to Nashville. That's why heading to KC for the championship is a top priority.
But we're definitely going this one. My wife had plans. I told her to cancel them. We're going. There's nothing we can do. We're going to this game. So it's that important. We got to go.
They celebrate exciting moments as Bigfoot brothers should.
Man, tears, a lot of hugging going around. A lot of Bigfoot hugging went on.
Hugs and Who Dey cheers. And shout out to all the friends and family of the two Bigfoot who showed up.
Big feet.
Yeah, who showed up in Liberty Township to really help us put together a great story. And what about those guys? I mean, they really found something that they love and went with it. And I said, why Bigfoot? And they said, because that's a tiger's best friend.
Okay.
I didn't really understand that answer, but you know what? It works for them.
You know what is great about that is in any cold weather city that they may travel to, they're well layered up already. So they're not dealing with the cold like you and me are.
That's right.
I just thought that was awesome. As soon as I come back, Connor goes in a circle spin. I just thought that was cool, guys. I really did. The Bigfoot's not even Cincinnati Bengals mascot. To put on the suit, it represents the Bigfoot community like awesome. It really is awesome to see two guys for 3 years in a row where the Bigfoot has nothing to do with the Bengals, like the Sonic Sasquatch did, but hey, that's pride. And having that sign saying believe, even though they meant believe the Bengals could go to Super Bowl, but also I believe it's saying believe in the Bigfoot.
100%. I love it. I'm a Browns fan and I'm a Bengals fan, and coming from Ohio couldn't make me any more proud. And when I saw that on the mainstream media, I was like, heck yeah. So go Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, and Joe Mixon. They got me a fantasy football victory this season, and it's been a magical time. So yes, go Bengals, and for it to combine with Sasquatch, truly amazing.
Isn't it?
I'm kind of in and out of reception real quick, so I just want to show you guys where I'm at. Some of you guys who've seen the Void Cat might recognize the nuke silos, guys.
It is, yeah.
And these murals are amazing. As you can see right here is Freddy Krueger, and it's like 3D coming alive at you. It's truly crazy. But this is the main silo that takes place in the movie, and my character creeps down inside and then is grossed out by the smell. There's tons of graffiti, and it looks awesome when you look up. I'm sure it's a little echoey. But then I saw the strange structure right here by this glowing cat with the third eye. And man, the rest is history. But it's really cool to come back to where we all came together to make some magic. But these murals are what really brings people along. The pumpkin heads, My grandma and my mom have been calling me Pumpkinhead for many years. This center one is where all the bats live, and there's thousands of bats in there, lots of guano on the ground. Madison Rutherford is the one that painted all of these. And right here, guys, Jason Voorhees. That one is magical. And this is a Pokemon stop, too. And that's the logo for the Pokemon stop. But, yeah, she's Madison Rutherford. She goes by Spooky Baby. Incredible work. This is another cool one that you can climb up inside. And there's awesome murals. Mermaids, clowns, killer cats, crazy aliens, and then also a bunch of other junk.
You guys want strange? There it is, right there.
Yes, yes. And I got 2 more murals to show you real quick. Not those 2. Well, that counts as one of them.
Snoopy.
But as an Ohio guy, I have a lot of love for Charlie Brown and Tweety. But right here, Santa Claus, good old Saint Nick. This used to be Michael Myers, then the Grim Reaper, and now the one who breaks into all of our houses every year. And again, I just think that's really cool. Stephen O'Pry is working on this location to be his main spot in his next zombie story. So again, it's just a fun little spot right in the edge of town. But again, had to share the information. That's breaking news, live and direct.
You can't get better than that. I mean, that's awesome. That's not graffiti. That's beautiful artwork that's on that thing. I mean, how can you?
Yeah, these are murals on the outside. That's a mural, you know.
Now
these were actually funded. There was a GoFundMe, and the town raised money for her and her father to paint these on the outside.
And they were allowed to paint what they wanted. You know, most places will not say, hey, go paint a hockey mask, a Jason Voorhees hockey mask. And they let them. That's cool.
It is. Sometimes the community will surprise you, and I think it's a beautiful thing.
Now the one with 1,000 bats. Can you go in there like the Batman movie where the kid goes in there and the bats actually lift him off the ground? Can we see the bats lift you off the ground?
Oh yeah. I'll go in there right now. There's a wood right here, so your boots don't get too poopy. But late at night they'll come flying down. Jack McClellan and I got a good video of them all coming right beside our heads, and a couple of them like even touched me. But yeah, I'm sure they're just chilling until nighttime.
That is so awesome. That is.
But you can hear them all right. Look at that shot. That shot is dope, live and direct.
And guys, now I'm going to show you some photos that was sent to me by a person from the chat. It's in the chat right now, but I'll let that person, if they want their name to be known, who sent me this. It's up to them. And I think Connor is going to like some of these pictures, and these are fresh. Now, before I show it, this is what the person wrote to me. I've never shown these photos to anyone but to Keanu Reeves. Keanu Reeves, I just made that name up because I'm not 100% positive that it is Bigfoot. So the person is admitting this could be, but there's a chance that it's not. That's honesty. I love fucking honesty. But nonetheless, I thought it might be interesting for you to share. That's a compliment to say, I'm going to let you share it where only one other person has seen this. It probably wasn't Keanu Reeves, but if it was Keanu Reeves, that would be cool, right? Only me and Keanu Reeves seen these pictures, you know? So, and this person, like I said, this person is not claiming it's Bigfoot, but she saw something in a picture and she thought it was interesting to share. This was a hike that they did on New Year's Day on January 1st in 2022 at Big Cyrus Reserve. I was walking the trail and filming behind me. After I reviewed the footage, I found this very interesting dark figure about 200 feet or so off the trail in a brush that was at least 15 feet high. So the photo one is the original photo, but then the photo 2 is going to be a zoom in a little bit. And then the photo 3 is zoom in more. So the photo is basically zooming in. So here, let me get this up. Okay. Now, I did not circle. I did not want to alter this picture because this is the original picture sent to me. If you look in the middle, you see this blackness, almost like it's a head poking through the pine tree. I don't know if you guys can see it. It's more go up to the middle and go down a little bit, and you'll see a black shadow that's in there.
Oh yeah, I see it clear as day. I can't wait to see the zoomed in one.
Yeah.
That is perfect camouflage as they show. It's a different color than the greenery, and it still finds a way to blend in.
So let me go. Hold on. I try to. Hold on. Oh shit! There we go. Here we go. That's a zoom in one. You can see. Oh, there we go. You can see it a lot better. You can see it closer.
Oh yeah.
I mean, this is a good photo. I mean, hey, when you get a picture, you got to look at it. I mean, most of that is like paranormal. When they take pictures and they're looking at it and you're looking for shadows and stuff, it's almost exact same kind of research, people. That's why Connor and I respect paranormal research and all that. It's almost the same technique.
100%. You have to open your eyes and think with your mind.
Yeah. I mean, it almost looks like there's one eye right there.
Yeah, it's a weird looking object and creature because you can kind of see like 3 different faces inside of it, and that's a very popular thing. These creatures know how to blend in and somehow create that perfect active camo.
And it looks like somebody gave it away. NoonaBoss is the one who sent me these pictures. And
I knew it right when you said Cypress.
It's just an honor. It's an honor to have somebody send you pictures, and only one other person seen it. That's just, I don't know, man. You can't ask for better than that. I mean, that is just so awesome, and I want to.
That's special.
That is thank her. And then I actually got another person sent me some pictures. It's like I said, they just sent it to me. I've never seen this before, but it might be a picture that you guys have seen. And there is something cool about this picture, the reason why I'm showing this too. Okay. So in this picture, that's you think they might have caught a baby Bigfoot on that tree in front of that barn. So I don't know if this is a picture that's a known picture out there or not. It's the first time I'm seeing it. But there is something cool about this picture that's actually not in the picture, that's beneath the picture. You know what that is? I looked at the date. That date is May 8th. That's my birthday. So it's kind of cool that he's sending me a picture that actually is my birthday.
That just shows that you were meant to see it. I can't wait to see the zoomed in high definition version of that too. And again, that just shows that even trail cams and security camera footage, it could be pointed in the perfect direction. It could be in the foreground, and it still finds a way to blend in.
Okay, there we go. Oh.
Wow.
I mean,
you can see the definition and the outline of the body. The real question is that a Sasquatch, a baby Sasquatch, or a Pukwudgie, or some kind of gremlin? Because that is some kind of creature right there.
The person who sent it to me is in the chat, and it's actually Brad who sent it to me. My picture, the background is from a buddy's trail cam footage. And that's just awesome. And like I said, dude, the date is my birthday. So, I mean, it's like, wow, what are the chances of that? I mean, most people are like, I don't care.
Meant to be, man. That is truly magical.
And that's awesome. And guys, you guys doing exactly what I said. If you send me some pictures and stuff, I'll show it. I mean, it's freaking awesome, And the last, I am going to show a video. It's not super long or not, but the video kind of reminds me of Connor in a lot of ways. And what I mean is, footages, pictures, and all that. Sometimes the best Bigfoot evidence, or maybe not evidence, is actually in stories, folklore stories. People who write books and stuff that's telling their story. Here's a lady that actually has a book.
All right, let's talk about some of these encounters. Sure.
Okay, she has a book.
All right, let's talk about some of these encounters. Sure. Specifically, the Durham gorilla. What's the story there?
I tried to talk to as many.
the reason I'm bringing that up because she's telling a story about I think she called it a Doran gorilla. Let me go back, and I want to know from you, Connor. Have you ever heard of that type of a Bigfoot? I haven't.
No, I haven't. I think she said Durham gorilla, so it would be Durham, North Carolina. But I've also heard of like the Ohio gorilla and stuff. So yes, back in the day, they used to call these Sasquatch creatures or just strange sightings gorillas. So yes, I'm all ears, and I'm also driving through historic haunted Mariana right now.
And so the book she has is called "Is There a Bigfoot Population in Maine?" So she's telling this story from Maine. This is in the state of Maine. Here we go.
What's the story there?
I tried to talk to as many people as I could about it. There are still a lot of people involved who are either gone, who have departed this world, or who really, really don't want to talk about it. So I wasn't able to get quite as full a picture of it as I wanted to. I still feel like it's a work in progress. But I was able to talk to Tamara, and she was very straightforward about what she saw. It was a long time ago, but she knows today, as well as she did then, that she saw something remarkable.
Soulier writes in part about Tamara's experience. Staring back out at her from the dim shadows of the forest about 30 or 40 feet from where she stood with her bike in the road were two piercing yellow-green eyes. The figure was standing in the dim green shadows of the woods, covered in dark fur, which looked black under the shade of the overhanging trees. The two youngsters from different species stood there and stared at each other, startled and curious, for what felt like forever, but was probably only about 5 minutes. Then Lois and her brothers, who Tammy had completely forgotten about, arrived, and chaos erupted.
In Maine's history, it's unique in a way because, unlike a lot of the other stories, there was press attention almost immediately. And there was a kind of, I can't remember how she described it, like a 3-ring circus that just...
And guys, I'll have the whole link of this video, them talking to her, because she talks about several stories, and the whole video is like 7-8 minutes, but it kind of reminds me a lot of Connor in a lot of ways, because sometimes we look for evidence, we look for stories with videos and pictures, but people have written books on stories are just the same as good as somebody's explaining it. Connor himself has written 4 or 5 books on his experience, so all because it comes from a book, it doesn't mean it did not happen. Connor, you're a book writer. I mean, what do you think? I think he's driving. He's having fun. That's awesome. You can't get more raw than this. So, guys, reach out. Find out different histories of your state. I mean, this is cool about Maine. I never learned. I think she said the eyes were yellow, which I hear different colors of people's eyes, but it's kind of neat to hear different people's stories on what that creature looks like to them. So I thought it was cool. After the show, I'll put the whole link to her video because she does talk about 2 other stories that's in Maine. This is mainly about the actually here, let me see, go to the end. Maybe I think they show some areas of Maine.
It's nothing out there but you and the trees and whatever animals are in the woods. So for a forbidding wilderness state, it's to the right necessarily, but
basically Maine is perfect for Bigfoot because they got a lot of land, a lot of trees, a lot of grass. So it's, I'm not trying to go buy your book. Nobody's giving me I'm not getting any endorsements, but I'll put the link in if you want to see her full story. I think it's awesome. But beyond that, guys, we're going to go into the paranormal.
Oh, like a snacker.
All right. Now I'm going to show another photo that was sent to me by Shawn. Shawn G. He's actually in the chat. So if he's in the chat, maybe he can explain this one picture that he sent to me. Let me see here. That's the one. Okay. this is the picture of Shawn G doing his show. You know, he's in his office computer, and then to the right, he put a little circle. And if you look at that little circle in that picture, you can see a person, like a person that's there. So that's kind of spooky, right? You know, you're doing your own show, and you're catching material at your own house. So Shawn, if you're in the chat, would you say comfortably that you might be living in a haunted house? Oh, I am alone in the house. Alone in the house. So that person that's right there should not be there. That is interesting. So Shawn, have you had a lot of ghostly encounters in the house that you're living in? Shawn lives in a haunted house. Oh man, hey, I gotta say something, guys, for a second. Squatch in South Florida. I gotta tell you, I was watching his last interview, and hold on, give me a second. Give me a second. Let me pull up his video. Here we go. Let me share. I'm going to share the screen because I got to do a shout out for Shawn. I really do got to do a shout out for Shawn. He did a video interview live with Chris. I'm going to click on purpose. I'm going to put the link in it. And what I loved about this interview was the best part about this interview was not about the Bigfoot. It was about his personal journey that he was going through, the hard times that he was going through, and how he kind of got out of it. That's the shit that I love. I mean, dude, you can't get more raw than that. I mean, that part of the video when he was talking about his bad times, I mean, it just, I got to tell you, man, it hits you right here, Con. I don't know if you saw that interview.
I saw the first hour, and then I was on a show. But Matt is family. He's the homie for sure. Him and NoonaBoss are awesome people. It's her birthday recently too, and she just got an awesome new EMF meter and a big skunk ape cast signed by Stacy Brown. So NoonaBoss and Matt are full in this community, and they have a bright future. Just because their vibration is so positive and alluring, it just pulls you in.
And the honesty, not holding back, is what attracted to me. I'm like, God damn, that. I would tell him that touched my heart. Okay, that one picture that Shawn G wrote. I am in a haunted 110 plus years old house with a lot of paranormal encounters. Something pushing me in my wheelchair to throwing pictures. Wow, that's scary, dude. I mean, that's scary. Somebody pushing you, unless they're pushing you to the refrigerator to get a beer. I mean, that's different, or a drink or a food. But man, hey, Bigfoot, Michigan Rob, you did a good job on that show.
Oh yeah, he's awesome, and so is Tex. And you know, it's the birthday weekend for Rob and Nana, so let's celebrate loud and proud.
Yeah, and you know, they talk about one day I'll be on their show, one day they want to come on this show. And I want to work it out where we get them on a Wednesday, get them all in. I think Tex and Dr. Wu together. I think that would be pretty. That would be
pretty remarkable.
That would be some breaking news right there. That would be some exciting stuff. But all right, here we go. We're gonna show. I got a video clip. Let me go back to my history because my God, I forgot the name of the video because we got so into this. I forgot the name. I don't give a shit. I'll just play it. I'll figure it out what it's about.
It is officially Halloween, and ghost hunters are out and about all across the Atlanta metro area. They claim they've seen spirits, and they have pictures to prove it. Fox 5's Rob DiRienzo tagged along with the Paranormal Society of Northeast Georgia, and the group's leader tells him they're ready to prove skeptics wrong.
when the days get shorter and the nights get longer, the veil is at its thinnest.
Since Melanie Baez was a little girl, ghost hunting has been her passion. Oakland Cemetery in downtown Atlanta, she says, is among the most haunted places in the country.
You're in Atlanta.
Other people don't see things that I see. A lot of people are non-believers, and it's always fun to prove non-believers wrong and actually capture it on camera.
She says the proof is in the pictures. It's important to note we cannot independently verify the authenticity of these photos, but Baez claims she's seen it with her own eyes.
See, if you see like a body on top in the middle of the picture, and when you go down the body, it starts to evaporate to nothing. So that is a pretty good picture. That is pretty interesting.
I've talked to Civil War soldiers, and I've also heard their horses walking behind me.
And like everything else, COVID has taken a toll on the ghost hunting community. She says 3 of their members have died from the virus. But going out and searching for spirits has been a big stress reliever from her day job.
I work in a COVID unit, and this has always been my hobby.
And what she said that was pretty interesting, and you kind of heard this from Shawn, South Squatch in Florida, where his research is what releases the stress of everyday life. Because everyday life, going to work, paying the bills, that's hard. You know, this kind of stuff that we're doing here is fun. You know, Bigfoot's Connor going out right now researching, that's a stress releaser. You know, paying that electricity bill, wondering if you're going to get the next bill, you know, next money, if you're going to pay next month's rent. Going out researching and that kind of stuff is a release for a lot of people. So, and I heard the same thing from South Squatch in South Florida, where that has been his savior, going out on Bigfoot hunts.
Since day one, since the beginning that I've started this.
More than 42,000 people on Facebook follow the Paranormal Society and their accounts of interactions with the dead.
I do not go in these places to taunt. I go in with the utmost respect and courtesy, because we have to respect the dead as well as the living.
She says she welcomes anyone who wants to disprove her claims.
The more skeptics that I get to try to prove me wrong, the more that I'm going to keep going.
In downtown Atlanta, Rob DiRienzo, Fox 5 News.
Yeah, well, you know, forget about skeptics. You know, I mean, they're always going to be skeptics and all that, but I just love it where she enjoys what she's doing, and she's going to keep doing it, you know? And if you live in Georgia, you guys might want to check out that haunted cemetery. You know, maybe it is, maybe it's not. I don't know. But hey, Connor,
I've definitely seen it on my research. I've seen it on my research of the Atlanta area. So if I ever get a chance to stop by, I definitely will. But whenever you're driving through Atlanta, you always just want to survive and get through that traffic. But I definitely recommend it to anybody that's in the Georgia area.
And according to Shawn G, I'll be sharing some paranormal evidence from Savannah. Awesome. Hey,
I'm looking forward to that, because my mom actually just went to Savannah and took like 50 pictures of different locations that are said to be haunted. So I'll show her Shawn's show, and maybe, you know, she'll get something from it. So that will be truly magical.
Yeah. You know, a person asked me one day, goes, Eric, why do you think there's more ghost sightings in the East versus the West? Now, I don't know how they say there's more. I mean, I don't know how the numbers come in, but I said, well, if you think about it, the East Coast is where the beginning of the United States of America started. That's where most of the population started. That's where most of the people have died. I mean, the Civil Wars. I mean, West Coast is really newer, way newer than the East. So percentage-wise, more death, you would think, equals more ghost.
And of course, witchcraft was very popular on the East Coast, and then it went west. But all the Native American lore and mound builders, like, there is so much history on this continent. But definitely the East Coast has a lot more stories to spur up this haunted stuff.
Yeah, and it doesn't mean there's no ghosts on the West. There's plenty of ghosts everywhere around the world. But it makes sense that the East might have more because there's been more death versus here. So, you know, and then, of course, and they also have the Amityville Horror House over there. Come on, that's all you need to know. Now, this is the is it real or is it a fake little video? Is it real or fake? Now, you got to watch that little horse toy in the back. I probably could have shortened up this video, but it is what it is. Okay. It'll get there. Oh, see? Starts to move. Starts to rock. It's rocking more. Up.
I see it moving now.
Yeah. Oh, now it's moving. Okay. I'll let it play in the background. My opinion, it's total fake. It's total fake. And this is the reason why I think it's total fake. You notice how the ground is pitch black. So anybody could be hit down there on your stomach.
A string.
Rocking it or a string. I mean, there's not enough lighting where I can see where the flooring is empty. Because it's extra dark, there is no way in hell I would tell anybody this is a real footage. So that's just my opinion. This is just kind of a fun video. I'm not here to say, look, my God, this is real. I think it's fake. But hey, what I know. And I think somebody else says, oh, fishing line. Yep. Okay. So right there.
Yep. Yeah, I think it's a fun video. At the very least, that's, you know, it gets us talking.
It does. It does. That's all it is. It's all it is. Because when I first look at a video, I look at the lighting. You know, is there something that's blocking where somebody could be behind doing something? And if there's something blocking, then I'm like, well, I can't really say. And this one, it's not that it's blocking. It's so dark on the bottom that you can have you don't have to have a fishing string. You can have a regular string and you're not going to see it because it's so dark on the floor.
Exactly. Hey, I'm Eric. I'm actually going to the Moonfall premiere. So I'm here at the cinema right now. I just wanted to show off a couple of my findings from earlier today, real quick before I run in there to get a ticket. But I went glass hunting earlier today and had a lot of luck. So I'm just going to show you guys some stuff. I'm going to mute it real quick so it's not a bunch of crazy glass noise, but you guys could, well, actually, might as well. I'll just show you. Here's one with a really cool tip on it. I put that one in my backpack. See, I have like 3 bags full. I put one in my backpack and then carried 2 of them, like a half mile. But I got footage of it all, discovering all these. A lot of really cool ones. The Colonial guy on there. Cool Coca-Colas, of course. Very cool. Glass Listerine bottles, more half pints, weird shapes, but just hundreds of bottles, you know, and it's a really cool find. And I definitely encourage people to get out there and clean up the forest, and maybe you can find some treasure while you're at it. But I'm going to leave those out in the rain tonight, and it's going to clean them out, and I'm just really excited. So I'm really pumped to see Moonfall. I should go in there with my GoPro on my chest. I got to take off the harness. But yeah, this cinema is awesome. I hope all you guys have a magical day. Gypsy Road is the best. Come here for an open-minded platform and on-site discoveries. So
and I'm excited to know what his thoughts are on Moonfall, because if you look at all the critics hated Moonfall. I fucking loved it. It was bonkers. It was crazy. There's shit that they did in that movie where I just said, fuck it. Who cares? Who cares? This movie is so crazy. I'll accept anything. I love when you can just rest your brain. There's no investment in no franchise, no nothing. You know, you get a freaking space shuttle from a museum and you're going to use that to go to space to save Earth. Fuck it. Fuck it. Why not, right? Why not? All right, guys, let's move on over to the UFOs. All right. Now, this UFO, this news channel is saying mystery space object found in our galaxy leaves astronomers. Hold on. Let me pause it. Leave astronomers confused. Today's show from Australia found this thing in space. Let's check it out.
Well, in a galaxy not so very far away, here goes, cue music, a mystery object has been giving off some very strange radio signals.
Yeah, but look, what's even more puzzling is that according to the Australian astronomers who came across it, this object should not exist. Astrophysicist Tara Murphy joins us this morning. Tara, this is making our brain hurt already. Yeah. How did the team find this mystery object, considering it's not supposed to be there at all?
So this was discovered with a telescope called the Murchison Wide Field Array in Western Australia, and a student was looking through the petabytes of images that have been collected by the telescope and found this signal that appeared and then disappeared many times.
Okay, is that unusual?
It's extremely unusual. So this object is only emitting radiation every 18 minutes, and it's doing it like clockwork, so to an accuracy of 1/10,000th of a second. So it's a very strange clock.
Right. Okay. So these signals, you know, could they spell alien life? Dare I even say those words?
I know everyone wants this to be aliens, but almost certainly there's nothing artificial that could give off this much power over such a range of frequencies. So we're really confident that this object must be something astronomical, something natural.
But how do we know that there's nothing artificial that can give off these frequencies? How do we know that if we can't see it?
So one way of thinking about this is like radio. So the Murchison Wide Field Array can actually detect terrestrial radio stations like FM radio, but those signals are very narrow band. They only occur at one frequency. This signal occurs over megahertz and gigahertz of frequencies, and the power needed to create that, we can't imagine how an artificial source could do that.
You and your people must be absolutely sort of gobsmacked and enthralled by all of this. Do you think we'll ever, or what would it take to crack the mystery behind this elusive object?
One of the things we want to do is try and find more objects like this. So this is probably something like a neutron star. A neutron star is incredible. 1 teaspoon weighs billions of tons. So this is something very extreme. We only know about one of them. We need to find more.
So just to clarify, we can hear this, but we can't see it?
We can see it at radio wavelengths, so that's not quite the same thing as hearing it. It's like terrestrial radio. It's an electromagnetic signal at radio wavelengths.
I needed to pay more attention in high school science, I think.
That's fascinating stuff, Tara. And I hope at home you've jotted some of that stuff down, because we will be asking questions towards the end of the show. Tara, thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Thank you so much.
I like that for a lot of different reasons, you know, because sometimes, you know, it's not just UFO ships that we're looking for. We're looking for sounds from space and all that. You know, the movie Contact was basically based on getting that sound message, and of course, in that sound in that movie is math to make the ship and all that. So that's very cool. I like that, because it's more beyond than just looking for a UFO. But now, guys, breaking news is I just got sent some Tennessee UFOs just as we speak. Now, I'm not gonna play the whole video. I'm just gonna look at the clips, and then I'll probably shrink it down to like 2-3 minutes and go in deep onto this Monday. I think this is some good stuff that I can look at. I mean, this is going on in Tennessee, UFO in Florida. I mean, look at all those white dots. I mean, this looks pretty cool. So I'll probably break this down, and because I don't have time today, because I got to go one more segment, and then I guess I got to go pick up some kids from school. It's early out Friday. Can you believe that? So this is awesome. I want to thank Shawn G for sending me this. I'm going to dissect this, and break it down and all that. And now, guys, it's time for our last segment. Your favorite, my favorite. Is it Mandela effect or false memories?
Obi-Wan never told you what happened to your father.
He told me enough. He told me you killed him.
Luke, I am your father.
All right, for the final segment, and I noticed once I put on the Mandela effect, a lot of people left the chat. it never ends, but this is a little different. This is a little different. You know, there's a lot of talk about how science can prove every bit of it. And we all know science can't prove everything. I mean, if you believe purely all in science, then yeah, I guess you can't believe in UFOs. You can't believe in paranormal. You know, you can't. You know, there's a lot of stuff you can't believe in. But this video is called Mandela Effect, the science behind our collective, you know, false memory. So I thought, well, what the hell? Let's listen to this video about why Mandela Effect is fake with science. I know it's different. You guys are like, why are you trying to disprove? I'm not trying to disprove anything. But to understand something, let's see how our mismemory is science. Well, let's just find out. Let's just have fun. This is all for fun. I know right now, someone in the Mandela Effect community is probably telling somebody else that Eric is putting in a video about science to disprove this, and they're probably making a hit piece right now on me right now. I guarantee somebody in the Mandela Effect community is about to make a hit piece on me because I'm showing this video. It is what it is, right?
The Mandela Effect. The science behind our collective false memories. Did you ever start watching a movie on TV with your friends and see an actor or actress who you and your friends remember as having died? Then a quick Google search assures you that they're very much alive. This common occurrence is called the Mandela Effect, and it is a collective misremembering of a fact or event. The term Mandela Effect was first coined by the paranormal enthusiast Fiona Broome.
And guys, Fiona Broome, the name Mandela Effect was all for money. It was all for money. It was just, they needed a sexy name. And Nelson Mandela, this part, I 100% believe on this one that Nelson Mandela never died twice. Most people who say he does wasn't even born when he supposedly died. But she heard it at a party and an editor says, that's a good name for a book. So that name was created to sell books. That's a fact. That is not trying to disapprove the Mandela Effect or not at all. But that coin was for money purposes only. It's kind of like the explosion with the German Nazi agents in New Jersey, where the explosion happened, where in 2006 they needed a fancy name, so they called it Black Tom. It's kind of like that. Here we go.
Who, along with people from all over the world, remembered former South African President Nelson Mandela as having died in prison during the 1980s. People even remembered watching Mandela's funeral on TV during the 1980s. In fact, after 27 years in prison, Nelson Mandela was released, went on to become South Africa's president, and didn't die until 2013. A similar example of the Mandela Effect is the canonization of Mother Teresa. People from different countries have a distinct memory of seeing Mother Teresa being canonized during her lifetime.
I know, right, Scott?
Sometime in 1990s by Pope Paul II.
I like that,
In reality, her canonization didn't occur until September 4th, 2016, 19 years after her death. On June 5th, 1989, during the Tiananmen Square protest in China, many people remember seeing the lone man who stood in front of the tanks rolling into the square be run over and killed. In actuality, that never happened. Many people remember the color chartreuse as being a reddish purple or magenta color. Chartreuse is actually a yellowish green color. People remember the band Queen's song We Are the Champions as ending with no time for losers, 'cause we are the champions of the world. But its final lyric actually is no time for losers, 'cause we are the champions. In the popular Star Wars film The Empire Strikes Back, most of us would swear that Darth Vader told Luke Skywalker, "Luke, I am your father." In reality, Vader said, "No, I am your father." Even the
Now, if that's your memory, Shawn, that's fine. I recall he died in prison and became president. If that's your memory. I'm not trying to disapprove anybody's memory, but it drives me nuts when I see people in their 20s, right? They're doing their top 5 Mandela effects. And they say, I remember Nelson Mandela dying twice. You're fucking in your 20s. You weren't even born when he was died. How could you have that memory? Okay. Listen, Nelson Mandela didn't get popular until he was a hero to the people, but it wasn't like he wasn't prime minister, president yet. So he wasn't on the level of where he's going to be on the news everywhere in the world. Right. So if somebody's seen it, it was on a 2-minute video or a 2-minute clip on a local news channel. Cause there were a lot of 24 hours news things. So I hate when young people use Nelson Mandela as saying one of their effects when there's no way it could be. So it's like using it for false. It's false. You're 52. Exactly. You're my brother's age. So when you're at that age where you were born during that time, I'm more willing to listen to you than somebody's in their 20s or 30s, and mid 40s and below. Because I'm 48, right? I'd be too damn young to see a news clip and care about a Nelson Mandela dying. I mean, that's the honest truth. So here we go.
Famous phrase from Walt Disney's Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs isn't safe from misremembering. The evil queen never said, "Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of them all?" She actually said, "Magic mirror on the wall."
That is weird.
What is causing this
I remember
collective
mirror, mirror.
misremembering?
Magic mirror, that is always weird.
Modern psychological theory holds that memory is constructive, not reproductive. That means our brains build memories on the fly out of pieces of information, as opposed to playing memories back like a recording. Because of that, our memories can be distorted by bias, association, imagination, or even peer pressure. A possible quantum explanation for the Mandela effect was put forth by physicist Fred Alan Wolf. He defined a difference between the reality in our dreams and the reality during our waking hours. Wolf describes quantum physics as being made up of probabilities, and out of those probabilities, actualities manifest. Wolf maintains that the collective unconscious manifests in our dreams and reflects what the entire planet as a whole is experiencing. Sometimes the Mandela effect is so strong that it overtakes reality. People remember a character from the movie Gremlins as being named Spike. In actuality, the character was named Stripe. But bending to the Mandela effect, in November 2016, a t-shirt featuring the character Spike was released for sale.
I thought that was kind of cute. But the thing is, at the end of the day, not everything can be solved by science. No, I mean, everything can't be solved by science. There's things that we don't understand. I mean, science, when they poo-poo like near-death experiences, we know a lot of people have near-death experiences. We know a lot of people have abilities that they've seen other things. They've seen ghosts, and you know, and they always say, well, the brain is still, you know, you're in a coma, the brain is still going with electrical currents and all that. So, you know, you're not really seeing something, you know, no way. There's just no way. I am your, let me see here. I am your age, Eric. He died in prison. We told champion people, movie rights, I think. And I've always said this, you know, your memory is your memory. Your memory is your memory. Nobody can take your memory away from you. Nobody. Whatever is a change for you, it's a change for you. For me, it doesn't have to be a million people have to remember the exact same thing as yourself. No, it doesn't. Your memory is your memory, and just, you know, it's faith. If you, and I always say this, if you believe 100% that there's a change, then take the part where ask yourself, okay, it's a change. Why is there a change? Because I always felt if there's a change, there might be a reason, and research that reason. And maybe that change has happened for you for a reason, to give you a message. Okay? Don't let anybody ever, you know, like one of my biggest ones, Dolly wearing braces, Moonraker. Watched that movie, grew up on that movie. I'm always going to remember her with that. People say she didn't. That's fine. And I'm never going to make fun of people. I'm never going to put anybody down, because your memory is your memory. And never apologize for your memory. Now, there are people that try to plant memories in you that, and listen, if you have no memory of something, you have no memory of something. It's no big deal. When people talk about my Bible changes, I never read the Bible. I would never say there's a real true 100% change in the Bible, because I never read it. And I'm not going to sit here and pretend and lie like a lot of people do. I won't do that. So beyond that, you see here, Shawn G wrote, I have different recognitions separate from my family's different things prior to my NDE have changed. And that's awesome. Your change is your change. Don't ever let anybody talk you down on it. Beyond that, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed today's show. Hope you guys had fun. I did. And guys, I'll be back this Monday with another breaking news. Send me footages. Send me pictures. You send it to me, I'll show it. Beyond that, guys, have a great day.